Hey, this is Wyatt Fulton from Tide One.
All right, here we go. Let everybody start rolling in here real quick. Gotta be careful with this mic. This cord's acting funny. Good deal. Ryan, Mike, what's up? Let everybody start rolling in here. Got some exciting news, man. You guys are gonna like this. Got some really exciting news. Where's my phone? All right. Here we go. Who we got in here? People starting to roll in here now. A little bit later start today. We ran the Ty Simpson interview over the radio to start things off. So I just kicked off the live stream. Excuse me. All right. But yeah, y'all gonna like this news that I got, man. Y'all gonna be excited, man. Something you guys been asking for a minute, man. So I'm excited to be able to finally have this. And then what we're gonna be able to build off of it. It's gonna be good, man. It's gonna be really good. Tennessee secondary gives up a lot of yards, but so did Mizzou. True. That's true. Oh yeah, Ricky, I'm expecting a call from you, Q06. You guys can wait a second if you want. You can wait like 15 minutes or so. I'm gonna hit this first segment because again, we played the Ty Simpson interview over the radio before we got started. But trust me, I got some news. I promise you guys are gonna be really excited about. I promise you. There we go. Now everybody's rolling in here. Dwight, what's up? Superfly, what's up? There we go. Chief, Ryan, from time possession is key. Yeah, I'll say this, man. Our ability to control the tempo of time possession has been beautiful, right? Offensively, it's been a huge key. That's honestly probably one of the biggest differences from us this year to last year. Our ability to do that. It's huge, man. It's like just slowly constricting these other teams. And I like I was saying with the Carson, I think it triggers something in these other coaches where it makes them get out of their game because they feel like they're playing catch up. Really, when you look at the scoreboard, it's not so much of that situation, but when again, we had like a 9-minute drive. We had an 8-minute drive to start the game against Florida State week 1. We had a 9-minute drive this Missouri game, right? That's huge. You know why it's also big? It gives your defense time to sit back and to rest up. It's hard for a defense to be going out there and having to sit there and, 3 and outs, boom, you're back on the field. I'm telling you guys right now, man, that thing is tough, especially when teams go fast and tempo. So that'll be big in this game too. Tennessee's going to use some tempo. We'll talk more about them today for sure. Gotta let you break down news. Yeah, I'm gonna break a couple things down first, and then I'm telling you, man, I'm excited to share some stuff with you guys, man. Do I think it's gonna be high scoring? I think it'd definitely be a little bit higher scoring, in my opinion, but I don't know. What do I know? I had a dude come on here yesterday and try to act like I didn't know what I was talking about, so I checked his receipts, and I'm gonna bring that up too. But I think it could be definitely one of those games. I mean, you're talking about the two top offenses in the conference, right? Aguilar's playing some good football. Tennessee's got the number 1 passing offense. The running numbers are pretty good too. Obviously, they like to do both. They throw some tempo at you. They put up points, but on the flip side, they give up a lot of points too, right? So could be one of those games. It really depends on our defense too, right? How do we manage that Tennessee offense? We've been doing a much better job defensively, but this is a different element, Oh yeah. I'm telling what's his name that came here yesterday, man? Like, I was so confused. I'm like, dude, don't come on my platform trying to act like I don't know what I'm talking about because I'm gonna check your receipts. All right, just know if you do that, I'm gonna check your receipts. And 2, I'm like, bro, I'm not some YouTube podcast, bro. I'm a whole radio show. We just stream on here, bro. I don't know what these people think. Like, brother, I really like break stuff down, bro. Like, this is what I do, bro. I mean, I played this game for years, bro. I'm not just somebody that made a channel and just do this like for fun. Like, bro, I really know what I'm talking about. Respectfully. Anyway, let me get back on this real quick. Tennessee, they have the number 3 rushing offense. So they're averaging 210 yards on the ground and then 300 and something through there. 317, almost 318. So they're averaging about 500 a game. No. I'm not letting them rob me up at all. No. Look, listen, I was telling somebody this, bro. I kind of like, when you play a sport for a long time, like you kind of miss competition sometimes. Not sometimes, all the time. I'm competitive. So like when people when they bring that out of me, I kind of like it. You know what I'm saying? I don't really get to compete like I used to. And welcome back in to the Miller's Edge. Wow. Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. I'm thinking about a million things. Hope you guys are doing well. First segment, we rolled out that Ty Simpson interview. Obviously, we're going to talk about that a little bit. He spoke to the media yesterday. A number of other players did. We'll probably roll with those here in a little bit. But I was trying to at least play some stuff early, right? That way we'd have more time to talk. Because I know yesterday we played a whole bunch of stuff throughout the show. We didn't talk as much. But today, guys, we're going to talk a lot. And there's one big reason why I'm really excited. You guys can probably tell. I know I still sound a little nasally. We're getting through with that. But let's just say, we got some good news. So what should we start with first, Reed, Chase? What's up, by the way? I didn't really get to talk to you guys just yet. But should we start with the good, exciting news? Or should I give my little – I got to get some off my chest first. What should we do first? Reed, you know what?
I just say just get it off your chest. Get that through, and then we get to the good.
There we go. All right. Well, Reed showed it, so here we go. We'll say the good news for a second. All right. Let me just say this, and again, this is all fun. This is not serious, but let me just be honest real quick. And I'm always, you guys know me. I love debates. I miss having my dad on here consistently. That way, I had somebody to debate with. But don't worry, I'm gonna talk on something in a second. Well, here's my thing, man. If you're gonna come in my comment section or my platform, right, and you're gonna act like I don't know what I'm talking about or make comments like, what are we watching, bro? Like, listen, I'm all for like, oh, if your opinion differs, cool, whatever, explain it. But just know, if you bring your ass on my platform acting like you know something that I don't, or kind of trying to like discredit what the hell I'm talking about on my platform, I'm gonna check your receipts. Just know that. I'm gonna check your receipts, right? So we had the comment like, oh, because this is what I said about the offensive line. Basically, all I said was they need to be more consistent, which I think is fair, right? And I mentioned the pass rush. Reed, actually wait? Were you behind the glass yesterday, or was it Chase, or both?
That was Chase, but
it was me.
Okay. Do you remember the comment? Exactly what it was?
A little bit. Kind of caught me off guard. I'm not gonna lie.
I was gonna say I gotta ask, like, what's the comment, just so I have some like clarification.
It basically was, so I mentioned the offensive line, and then I was told, oh, they've been the most consistent group out of anybody. It was something like, because all right, let me go back. My comment was we need to shore things up on the offensive line. We need them to play, more consistent. And the comment was, they've been the most consistent group on offense. What are we watching? Almost like what are you talking about? And so I'm like sitting here, and we already moved on. We're like trying to listen to the Kane Womack interview, but I'm reading this comment like it was one thing if you go like, oh, I would say if someone goes, I think the line has been pretty consistent, cool. But when you go, oh, what are we watching? Dude, I'm watching the tape. What are you watching? Like, I don't look at stats. Like, this is the difference between me and a lot of people that try to do that. Brother, I played the game years at the highest level, won championships as the captain here, bro. Like, I know football. I don't just pull up. First of all, I'm not even subscribed to PFF. But I don't pull up numbers and just read numbers and just try to act like I'm giving breakdowns. Like, bro, we don't do that here. We watch tape and we do it together. We're going to do a lot more of it, and I'm about to tell you why. So I'm like just confused. I'm like, what the hell? Because I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, hold on, like let me think back to the offense real quick. The most consistent group. I'm like, so you're talking about you would put them over the quarterback who's playing better than almost any quarterback in the country, who went from not having his name on hardly any of these lists coming in the year, and now people are talking about him winning the Heisman, being the top quarterback potentially in the draft. You would say they're more consistent than this wide receiver group, who, and I made the comment about your best wide receiver. I'm saying when I say best wide receiver, when everybody talks about Alabama wide receivers, you automatically just say Ryan Williams because you're talking about potential, right? Going into the year, everybody. And I know, yes, if you know ball, and I agree, Jeremy Bernard, without a doubt, and we already see that now for sure, right? But you could tell he definitely is probably the most all-around put-together receiver. Not probably, he is. That's a fact. Like, we can all agree on that. But what I'm saying, like, when you're the guy, your best guy, I'm just saying your big play guy that everybody's expecting to be going, against Jeremiah Smith of Ohio State, of being that guy in next year's draft. Well, you get what I'm saying? And he's not even really producing like you would expect. And that room still is arguably the best room in the country. And even if you take him out of the equation, right? They haven't had like problems with drops. I mean, there was a couple in week one, little thing, but like outside of that, how clutch those guys have been. Horton coming along, Brooks stepping up, right? So I'm like, so you're telling me more consistent than that group. And then really you got running backs and tight ends. Tight ends is kind of hard to judge because, I mean, Cuevas is playing some damn good ball. Danny Lewis is back, and, he's helped out in that running game. But it's kind of, to me, I'm like incomplete. I mean, I'm not really throwing them in there. And then running backs, the running game wasn't really there first few games. Who does that start with? And really, I know, yes, Jam came back and it got a little bit better. But here's the deal, guys. If you actually go watch the tape, it will tell you that it wasn't really Kevin Riley or any of the other backs why we didn't really have that big running game in the first few games, right? It really was the guys up front. We didn't get great push off the ball. We weren't really climbing like we needed to. Execution really was the bigger issue. That being said, I did focus in on pass rush, and I will say, pass pro. And I'll say this, right? Since people want to go off numbers, statistically, yes, we are like the 26th team, because I looked this up, according to pass, or it's like, I guess pass pro or keeping the pocket clean. Like in terms of keeping the pocket clean, we're like 26. That's a good rating, 100%. But here's my thing. I've told you this time and time again, guys. Numbers say one thing. The numbers can lie. Tape does not lie. My eyes do not deceive me. My eyes are telling me when I watch a right tackle, it's a liability. My eyes are not deceiving me when I see that there's multiple guys rotating in at the tackle position midway through the year. My eyes are not deceiving me that you go Vandermark, and then you move Wilkin in at right guard, and then you get Jaden Roberts back, and he's working in there some. And then I also look at the left side. You got Dewberry one series. You got Will Sanders the next series. My eyes aren't deceiving me. And while they are playing much better, I agree 100%. And I give credit when it's due. I've talked about that. They did great versus Georgia. They had some good moments against Vanderbilt, especially in the running game. We pulled up the tape and talked about it. This was the difference between week one while in some of the other previous games and now against Vanderbilt while we're popping those explosive runs. It was the execution. Jam being back with his vision does help, but it was the execution up front. I gave those guys credit. But for you to sit there and make it seem like, they're the most consistent group, brother, you just lost all credibility with me and probably everybody that you just said that in front of, right? Are they playing some good ball, especially compared to what they've done in recent years? Yeah. Caden Proctor stepped up big, right? Right. We needed him to. Week one, it was kind of like, oh, crap. But since then, these guys stepped up. But here, the honest truth is, I don't give a damn what numbers you look at. Outside of left tackle and center, we don't have consistency. And that was the word I used. Right. And then if you really want to look at numbers, right, not just tape, the numbers also did say that we had our worst pass pro grade last week when we played Missouri, who had a good front. Who else have we played that really was Georgia's front in terms of pass rush? Non-existent, right? That's a fact. Wisconsin, they were decent. Florida State was decent. But what I'm getting at is the fact is when we played a team that had true dudes that could get after the quarterback, you want to go off grades? The grade was a 50-something. It was bad, and it was the worst pass pro grade of the year. We now have to face teams like Tennessee, which you also, again, don't come on my platform acting like you know everything, because I heard one thing and I turned your stuff off. You said Tennessee is not getting to the quarterback this year. Where did you get that from? If you knew what you were talking about, you would know Tennessee is the top team in the country in sack in averaging, like, I can't remember what it is, in sacks per game. But you said they're not getting to the quarterback. Come on, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. I don't need, like, honestly, I'm wasting my time, and this just makes good radio. And I honestly, like I said, I miss that competitive fire sometimes. So I'm gonna lean into it. I have time today. Normally, I ignore silly stuff like this, but like I said, if you come on my platform or you do and act like I don't know what I'm talking about, best believe I'm checking your receipts. I'm checking your ass, and I'm telling you, as soon as I heard that one comment, I said, I'm wasting my time. That's how I know. And what's crazy, even if you just were going off of numbers, I mean, it's not hard to look up. Tennessee is the top team in terms of literally sacks. And you said they're not getting to the quarterback this year. Yeah, bro, you lost me. Anyway, so that was what happened. And like I said, it really wasn't that big of a deal. I'm just like, I literally was mind blown because I'm just like, where are you coming up with this stuff? But anyway, to the main point, let's get to the good news, though. So I'll put that behind us. Like I said, and it's all love. I guess I'm not knocking anybody. It just was funny that I'm like, all right, just know I'm calling you out. If you come on this platform and you try to challenge me or anything I say, that's cool. I invite it. I love it. Call in. Hell, let's debate. But just know your ass is going to get checked and your receipts better be right, which in this case, they weren't. So putting that to rest. What you got to say, Reed?
Yeah, get that off your chest, Christian. Like, honestly, brother, that's reasonable. I was just telling, especially nowadays, and then of course we'll move past this. But I think a lot of days now it's just rage bait, kind of kills credibility and all that.
Oh, yeah.
And especially the whole comment, like, even as a Bama fan and just a football fan in general, I will say it now that Tennessee's D-line will get after Ty Simpson come this Saturday. They have 4 defenders who have over 3 sacks. I mean, they're just that naturally good. No matter how good our offensive line is, and even if they were that consistent, they're going to get after them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and here's my thing, guys. When I say, look, they need to sure things up, I'm not saying they've been bad, right? They've been pretty good. But the fact is, right, when you look at right tackle, that spot is, like we always use the term, that's a fish, right? Michael Carroll, not so much of a fish, but Wilkin Formby has been a fish right there, meaning like they're going to point that out. They're going to take advantage of that. Right guard, bro, just turn on the tape, man. Like we've been given, again, it's not always about sacks. And yes, Ty holding the ball is some of that. But, bro, I'm watching the better fronts of us. Like, when we play these better fronts, bro, like, we're not, like, perfect. And my thing is, the way I think, bro, again, I played in 4 straight national championship games, bro. Good and great is not good enough for my expectations, bro. I played with some dogs, right? So if you think, oh, man, we're 26 in pass pro, what are you talking about? Fam, turn on the tape. That's not good enough. Like, I expect, like locking down. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not just cool with, oh, man, well, we're playing good. We're keeping them pretty clean. No. No, bro. We can always improve. Always. And so that's all I'm saying. And again, it's just about finding our 5 guys and letting those guys work together, gel together, and just playing the best we can up front. That's all I'm talking about. But again, shout out to the offensive line. They've improved great, right? I mean, they've done a lot of good things. And for the most part, they have been pretty clean. But again, we saw what Missouri was able to do. Turn on the tape, man. Damon Wilson, 2 sacks, 9. Disruptive, and I'm not just talking about just in getting after the quarterback, bro. I mean, even like, bro, watch them close, blowing up play. I mean, bro, like they did their thing. So, again, the moral of the story is, guys, this is why I always say, please, and this isn't just to hype me up or say, oh, if you didn't play, you don't know. I'm not doing that. I don't do all that, man. I love that everybody likes talking football. At the end of the day, that's the whole common thing. We all love football. But I will reiterate this. Pay attention to who you listen to. I don't care if it's even some of these people with a whole bunch of followers that act like they're breaking football down and know everything. Just be mindful of who you listen to and actually really listen to what they're saying and see if it lines up. A lot of people, I'm telling you, they make a platform, they just read the numbers, they don't know their ass from their elbow. It's just a fact. That being said, all right, let's do this. Well, we'll just combine breaks. We don't need to go to it. We'll combine these, Reed. The good news. Yay, let's get to the good news. Somebody said I'm on Mortal Kombat mode. Fatality. That I used to love that game growing up. Anyway, let's get from Mortal Kombat mode. Let's get to the good news, right? All right, boom. So y'all need to say a big thank you. So to not to me, but I was like, you know what? I think I can contact somebody because I know you guys love the breakdown stuff that we do, right? And I love doing it too. I love being able to do that for you guys. So I was pulling some strings. I asked some people, then I figured some stuff out. And here, I'll if you're on the YouTube stream, you'll just see this real quick. But boom, if you guys know, you guys are seeing what we're seeing. That is the all 22. Yes, Chief. We got the all 22. Now, again, I've been able to watch tape like this, but I didn't have it where I could put it up on the screen in this format, and that's what I've been trying to figure out. So finally, I was like, let me figure this part out. Well, guess what? It came a lot quicker than I was expecting. We got it. So what does that mean, guys? We're really breaking stuff down, right? We're not freezing, pausing. We're not doing all that, worrying about copyright. We're not doing that. We're all in the game now. So all these people that have this crap that I don't even know why they have it, and they're just saying, no. Now you got somebody that's really going to break stuff down for you guys. And not just me. This is the part 2 of the exciting news. So I'm not going to lie. Reed, Chase, guys, let me just say this, man. We come on here. We have fun. I like spreading football and talking ball. I love it. I enjoy it. But it has always bothered me because I felt like we just hadn't always got the respect that we deserve. We put a lot into this stuff, right? And Size, you know what, man? I'm like, you know what? It's fine. They're going to get on notice. But we might need to turn it up a notch. I'm like, I know people like listening to me doing it, but I'm like, man, like I have like a lot of resources. I feel like we can do even more, right? And I'm like, I see these other people doing stuff and people like they love it. And I'm just like, man, it can even be better. So why not? Let's get some reinforcements. So here's the good news and a little bit of bad news. Good news is we're not only am I going to be breaking down some all 22 tape and really giving y'all some real football game, putting you guys on game. We're going to have some other people doing it. We got one guy especially that's definitely going to be doing it with it. He's been on the show here, right? You guys are probably familiar with him, played some ball. That guy be Slade Bolden. Worked out some stuff with Slade and talking, and this is what we got planned for you guys. Obviously, we can't do this on radio. Like I wish I could, because obviously, you know, people listen on radio. We can't sit there and just break down tape for 2 hours. That wouldn't be fair. So what we're going to do is we're going to continue to do the show like we're doing, right? Our 2-hour slot here. Again, we are a radio show first and foremost. I know a lot of people listen to us on YouTube, but we're going to still do what we're doing. We're going to stream and do all that good stuff. That's great. Nothing's going to change. We'll still even watch tape on here. It just will be me, right? Slade's not coming on as a co-host. I wish he could, but Slade's got a lot of stuff too. But what we're going to do is me and Slade are going to do our own podcast, I think. That's how we're going to do it. And we might start with just keeping it on our platform here for now until we really, you know, get everything ironed out. But the goal is to do about 2 episodes per week of breaking tape down. You guys have been asked for, you guys have been asking for it. Well, now you're about to get it, right? And now it's going to be my defensive perspective. We'll have Slade breaking down the offensive perspective. So you got 2 football perspectives on both sides of the football. And what's even cooler is while he's breaking down some offensive stuff, I can talk about what's happening on the defensive side of the ball if I need to, and vice versa. So I don't have exact times and dates when we'll roll all this out, but just know it's coming real soon, and we're really excited about it. Obviously, he's been doing his thing with the Slade segment stuff. We've been doing our thing over here, obviously. I know he's wanting to get more involved with the space, and I'm more than happy to link up with him and do some stuff like this because I think it's going to be great for you guys, right? Now, obviously, we're going to focus a lot on Alabama, but maybe – and like in our opponents, obviously, but maybe we'll start branching out. But initially, that's what we're going to focus on, right? Because obviously, we have majority Bama fans that tune in. That being said, that was the exciting news. I'm glad we could get to it. So be on the lookout for that. Obviously, we still are kind of ironing some stuff out, but I wanted to just jump the gun and tell you guys because I'm fired up about it. Now, this is where I need your guys' help. Number 1, keep supporting like you're doing. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. You already know the drill. But 2, we don't have an official name yet. So if you guys want to help us come up with a name, we're all ears, man. We're ears here. So again, it'll be me and Slade about 2 times a week breaking tape down. Like you see on the screen, we got all 22. So we'll do it on YouTube twice a week, probably. I'm thinking maybe like a Monday and a Thursday. Monday being like the breakdown of the previous game, and then the Thursday being like a preview / prediction, like what to look out for type deal. Like I already do on here, but again, we're bringing Slade on here. And it will be strictly dedicated to breaking tape down. Really talking about the game of football. So y'all be thinking about that. Start getting your thinking caps on, right? Sound like a teacher with that, but think of a name, right? And yeah, if you guys come up with a name, we'll definitely hook you up. So maybe me and Slade will both sign some stuff and get it to you guys. But yeah, it's a name for like the podcast, which then will be like the name of the channel and stuff like that. But initially, I'll probably just do it on the Miller's Edge. We'll probably just do everything here, just while we're still kind of getting everything rolled out. But yeah, that was the good news. That being said, let's hit a timeout. We combine break, so we'll hit it. Might be a few minutes here, but when we come back, we'll dive into finally this Alabama-Tennessee matchup. I got some tape I want to show you guys. We talk so much about offense. You know, I'm a defensive guy. I want to show you some Tennessee defense stuff. Ty talked about them. You heard about them playing a lot of man. They have a lot of movement. Well, I'm about to show you guys. We'll break that down. We'll talk about it right here on the Miller's Edge. Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC, presented by the Good Feet Store, America's Arch Sport Experts. Quick time out. We'll be right back.
If you find yourself in a wreck.
All right. Sorry, that was way longer than I thought, but oh man, that was fun. That was fun. Dang, y'all are rolling in some good names. Here's the thing though. I'm like, part of me is like, obviously with us being former Bama players, like it would make, in breaking down Bama, it makes sense to have it Bama tailored, but I'm like, man, if it does grow where we're able to start doing a lot more breakdowns of other stuff and other teams, I wouldn't want that name to constrict us. So maybe I'll definitely consider the Bama in the name for sure. But I wouldn't mind something like, to kind of find a balance, something themed almost like champion, dynasty, something. So I don't know. But that way it's kind of like it's tailored towards Alabama, but it's still a little neutral in the sense where we want to start breaking down like some other teams and stuff like that. We're still able to. Might be a stupid question, but what do you typically talk about during the offseason? Do you get into basketball and things like that also? Yeah, nah, man. We talk, honestly, here's the thing, I tell everybody this. You'd be surprised. Think about, man, football is really year-round, right? So, yeah, to answer your question, yes, we'll talk about Alabama basketball. I need to do a better job of getting more basketball guests on here, like Richard, who does the calls with like SEC Network, right? I know him well. He said he'd come on here. Derek Anderson, I'm good friends with, former NBA champion. Matter of fact, I ran into him at a basketball game this past year, and he told me to hop on here. So, yeah, so long story short, yeah, we will talk some basketball stuff. Hell, we even talk a little bit of baseball here and there. But with football, man, you got transfer portal, right? You got draft, you got spring ball. So really, man, we're still heavy into football, right? And even just looking ahead. Man, I like these names. There's some good names, man. There's some good names. I like it, man. Yeah, I do. I'm excited. And like I said, bear with me because, I mean, of course, we could just come on here and just do something real quick this week. But I was like, let me kind of pace it. But I don't know. Maybe we'll hop on here tomorrow for a live just to kind of just do something like an early one, like not like a prototype, but just kind of just run, you know what I mean? Like a pilot run. Yeah, exactly. See, I can talk football all year long too, bro. That's what we do. I mean, I will lean into some basketball, like, but not like to the extent we do football. You feel me? Like we'll talk about it though. Oh, we got CJ from Tennessee. Reed, is he a Tennessee fan or Champs chomping? Hey, that's kind of tough. That's cool. Phil with the $4.99 super chat. I appreciate that, brother. Looking forward to your film breakdown with SB. Thanks, Christian Roll Tide. Hey, man, thank you, bro. Thank you so much for that super chat, man. No, I'm excited. Honestly, I can't wait. I mean, if I could sit there and all right, good deal. If I could sit here and just break down football the whole show, I would. I can't because, again, I mean, we're a radio show first and foremost. That's why I wanted to do this. And then the goal will be even like, I can't say too much because I don't want people trying to jock what we're about to do, bro. But just know, like, I think it'd be so dope. I mean, even having like a number of just, bro, boom, like really treating it like a film room, like having a few guys on here, just letting the tape roll and boom, dudes saying like, man, look, this is where, you know, his technique needs to be like this. Boom, you know, he should be breaking like, you know what I mean? Like really, like, listen, having people of all different positions, man, let me just trust me. Man, we got a lot of potential, bro. We have a lot, and I don't think any. I know people are trying to break film down and stuff a lot, but I don't see it like that, like in that sense of really treating it like a real film session, right? Like as if we're back here doing it. And I don't know, bro. It was on my mind. I'm like, bro, I just feel like that lane is right there. We already got this platform. Like, why wouldn't I do something like that? Yeah, and I'll be honest, like the film guy, like him breaking down, no disrespect to him. I mean, like he does a good job, but even just watching some of his stuff, there's times where I'm like, you can just tell the difference between like, you know, I mean, I think he played like smaller school or something. I'm not saying you have to be a player, but I think guys like me and Slade and some of our other teammates doing it, you guys will be able to tell a difference. Now, that being said, we just got to be careful not to go a little bit too the, you know what I mean? We got to work you guys up because we're using a whole bunch of terminology and verbiage that you guys aren't familiar with. Obviously, that's a little tough, but don't worry. I've been fortunate enough to be doing radio and broadcasting for several years now, so I understand how to you know, talk that language, but to translate it so it's easier for you guys to understand. But it's gonna be fun, bro. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be good, man. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be real good. What else we got here? We'll take this call real quick. I think it's a guy from Tennessee. Might be a Tennessee fan. Actually, I think it is a Tennessee fan. I'm kind of curious what he has to say. So, what do you think, guys? Should we take this call from this Tennessee fan real quick to see what he's got to say? Reed said he sounded cool on the lines. I don't think it's like some like bad Tennessee fan. I think he just wants to talk the game. But I say we just take the call real quick. Put some cliff notes up. Yeah, I promise, and I'll make sure we really explain. Reed said, "Chat, he sounded chill. He sounded chill. He sounded chill, chat. So we'll let him again. We don't run from him. I mean, even if it's a little bit of a conflict, let's hear him out. Yeah, we're gonna hear him out. Got through saying some crazy Tennessee stuff on a different. Oh wait, really? Dang, everybody's saying take the call, though. Everybody's saying take the call, but then now you guys are saying he said something crazy somewhere else. How about this? Hey, Reed. All right, we might have to. Now, you guys are real familiar with Chase, and Reed is working and doing some stuff too. Reed, you might have to have that dump button ready. So we'll take the call, but just have that dump button ready. If he starts kind of going off the rails, bro, if I just and don't do it, if I tell you to do it, you can do it. I'll hear him out first. I'll hear him out first. Wait, everybody's saying, "Oh, chat, hold on, chat. Was he talking crazy? We'll find out. Let's do it." And welcome back into this Wednesday edition of the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. Presented by the lovely folks at the Good Feet Store, America's arch support experts. GoodFeetKickForCash.com, guys. Go there right now. First name, email, submit. You get a chance to kick for cash. Literally, you got to make a 20-yard field goal. You move to 30 yards. If you make that 30, I think you win about $1,000 or so dollars. And then they even got the 40-yard challenge if you're that good. If you got some Will Reichert in you. But again, who don't want free cash? Sign up for it. It's completely free. Again, Good Feet Kick for Cash. Make sure you guys do that. They're doing it this weekend at the Tennessee game, right? So make sure you guys are signed up. You still got some time to do that. GoodFeetKickForCash.com. Plus the Good Feet Store. Just check them out if you're dealing with any type of pain, foot pain, knee pain, back pain, hip pain, you name it. McFarland Boulevard, right there in Midtown Village here in Tuscaloosa. But they've got them all over. I think there's 5 stores now in Alabama. They are growing. Why? Because everybody's taking advantage of this store and those arch supports that are incredible. Game changers. So you guys do the same. If you haven't already yet, is the Good Feet Store. Improving the quality of people's lives 2 feet at a time. All right, we're off to a very fun, energetic, a little bit riled up start. Why not let it continue, guys? It's just one of those days. We got CJ from Tennessee. Sounds like a Tennessee fan calling in. CJ, welcome in.
What's up, Christian? How you doing?
I'm great, man. How's it going? Hey, let me just say this real quick. I will say, because we are in we're a radio show, right? You might have found us on YouTube, but just try the language and stuff. Try to keep that clean if you can. Anything else, man, you're more than welcome to let it rip.
Yes, sir. I'll be clean with it.
Good deal. What's up? What you got for us?
I was watching and I saw where that guy was talking about how we weren't getting to the quarterback and you kind of squashed that. And I just wanted to come on and talk about our struggling defense and about how I think we might be able to fix some things with Alabama and how this matchup might actually play in our favor.
Yeah, wait, I'm actually really curious about that. You said it, right? And I agree with you that, look, up front, you guys are great. Like, number one in the country in terms of getting after the quarterback. Look, I played outside linebacker here at Alabama. I mean, watching you guys on defense, man, you guys got some really good guys off the edge. But you guys have struggled in the secondary. But you said you might have some stuff in your head that you feel like could work in y'all's favor. Tell me what that is.
Yeah, I think the main thing is two of the games that we've played, we played Georgia with Gunnar Stockton, we played Arkansas with Taylor Green, and I think that changes our defense a lot. We have to deal with a running quarterback, somebody that can really run the ball. And I haven't really seen – I'm not saying Ty Simpson's a statue or anything, but I haven't really seen him be a threat as much when it comes to running the ball. And I think we're going to be able to focus more on the pass. And I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see as much man coverage in this game.
So you think you guys might work away from that man coverage, knowing that you're going against some receivers that arguably could be the best trio in college football. You think y'all play a lot more zone in this game?
I think we could. I'm not saying it's for certain. I mean, our safeties are the ones that have been struggling. When we look at the cornerbacks, our corners have really stepped up and took place of the starters, and they've been doing good. We got a true freshman, Ty Redmond, and Colton Hood, the Colorado transfer that sat under Travis Hunter. And I'm not worried about our corners, really, and I'm not worried about our line. What I'm worried about more than anything is our safeties, and we have some good linebackers, but it's just like they haven't been playing like they should be. It's kind of like they're following the playbook and not making plays when they need to be. So more than anything, I'm really worried about the safeties and the linebackers more than anything going into this game on our defense.
Yeah, it's funny you brought up linebacker play. I was watching the Mississippi State game, and there's a couple of times it's a little questionable to me at times. And then even like you mentioned the back end, I do think sometimes those guys, again, when you ask your secondary to play a lot of man coverage, number one, that is a tough task. But there were some times that I saw on tape where guys were getting beat, and it wasn't always, just them flat out getting beat. There's one, I'm about to actually put it on the screen here in a minute. You guys were playing cover two. There was no reroute, and dude ran straight down the middle of the field. It was a deep post. He ended up dropping the ball, but you guys definitely were beat. So little stuff like that, I think you could probably work on and cleaning it up. But you got your hands, full in this one. I mean, Jeremy Bernard and Isaiah Horton, those guys have really, solidified themselves as some of the top guys in this conference. And obviously, we know what Ryan Williams is capable of. He hasn't really even hit his stride yet this season. So I think it's going to be good. Real quick, because we got to hit this timeout here in a second. What do you think about the other side of the ball, y'all's offense? Now, I mean, you guys clearly have a high-powered offense, the top offense in the conference. I mean, I feel like you're pretty confident about that. I mean, what do you think about our defense?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty confident with our offense that no matter how good the defense is, I'm positive that our offense can put points on the board. I would even go as far as to say that I think we have one of the best wide receiver rooms in the country with Chris Brazzell, and we saw in the Arkansas game when they played bracket wide receiver one, and they made it hard for us to get the ball to Brazzell, so we just went to Braylon Staley and Mike Matthews. And Mike Matthews, he hadn't had a drop this season. And Braylon Staley, man, he just got the speed that kills. He's our slot receiver. And our tight end, he's kind of hit or miss. I mean, he here lately he's been making some big plays when it mattered, though. So I'm confident with the offense. Deshaun Bishop, he can run that ball, man. He's good, and we got two running backs behind him that are probably just as good. So when it comes to offense, I have all the faith in the world in Joey Aguilar. Joey, he's thrown 4 picks on paper, but 3 of those picks were off of the tight end's hand that were deflected in the air. So he's only really thrown 1 true pick that was his fault this season. And I have faith in our offense that we can put points on the board and make this a shootout. And I think if we do make it a shootout, I think it works in Tennessee's favor.
It's definitely going to be interesting to see. I think a lot of people feel that way too, man. CJ, I'll say this: I'm looking at the numbers, right, for the leaders in the league, and you're right, man. You guys have 3 of the top 7 receivers in reception yards, which makes sense. Obviously, you guys lead the conference in passing yards, but yeah, man, that's honestly one of the matchups I'm going to pay attention to, because I personally feel like our secondary hadn't been tested a whole bunch this year. And this is probably going to be the biggest challenge for us outside of Florida State. Has some good receivers. Squirrel White, former Tennessee receiver, other guy, big guy that transferred from Southern Cal. But I think you guys definitely have a good group of receivers. Georgia did, but they just that game. We did a good job in that, I guess. But we'll see, man. I'm looking forward to it. But hey, CJ, we got to hit this top of the hour break, man. Great stuff. I appreciate the call, man. Real respectful stuff, and I hope you stay tuned. We're going to talk a little Alabama. Maybe you'll have some thoughts on that. But you're welcome to hang out in the chat if you like on our YouTube stream, man. I think
sir, I'll be in there.
Our chat's okay with you right now, man. They said he's all right with us. So you're good for now. We're not going to gang up on you just yet.
All right, sounds good, man. You have a good one.
Yes, sir. Take care, bro. Good deal. Hey, man, I like that, man. Hey, why can't we get more callers from other schools kind of with that vibe? And that was a good call. I liked it. I don't know. Any other Tennessee fans, man, hit us up. That's cool. All right, we got to hit this top of the hour break. When we come back, we keep on rolling. Hour number 2 coming up right here on the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230, WTBC. All right, good deal. I figured it out, guys. I'm so laid back and mellow, and I know my dad not on here. There's not enough. You know what I mean? Not drama, but a little. So I kind of brought that this morning. And obviously, it's some good radio, entertaining. So, but yeah, shout out to CJ for that call, man. That was a good call. And he's right. Bishop is a good player for sure. He is banged up, Carson, but he is expected to play, I believe. Let's look at his rushing numbers. He's got 481 on the ground this year. Golly, man. Ahmad Hardy, bro. 782. Hey, but we did a good job, man. He didn't get as many carries I think he should have got, but we still did a good job. You guys said he changed his tune. Maybe he was a little bit more because I gave him a heads up about being radio. Maybe he was a little bit more respectful with that. But I appreciate him doing that, man. That was a good call. All right. Why don't we go back to this? I mean, we're over here hyping it up, man. We got some tape. Let me show you guys this real quick. So, talking about Tennessee's defense, right? This against Mississippi State. So they had 2 back-to-back. Well, one could have been, and then a big play. But one thing I noticed, we're talking about a lot of movement. They do a lot of these loop stunts with their ends. Miscommunication here because nobody's filling for contain. And I'm not gonna lie, in this game, I saw that a number of times. Not really seeming like their D-line was on the same page. I think that obviously could be an issue for them. I mean, Ty is athletic enough to roll out, and I know he mentioned, and I haven't got to a whole bunch of tape with them yet, but he mentioned struggling with running quarterbacks. Before seeing some of these other games in depth, if I had to guess one of the reasons why, that might be why. You know what's a recipe for giving up big yards on the scramble? And it's literally like a dagger, right? Poor rush lanes and man coverage. Why? When you play man, everybody's back is away from the quarterback. That's rule number 1. So as a defensive front, right? Take notes, guys. If you play man coverage, if you're on the defensive line, rush lanes are imperative. You have to have proper rush lanes when you got your guys playing man coverage on the back end. That's football 101, right? Here, they're not playing man. This is what they're playing. They're playing cover 2. How do we know that, right? Football lesson. 1, 2, right? You see the shell coverage, right? So he's got this half of the field. He's got this half. It's a two deep coverage, and that means the corners are playing the flat, which that's always like the dead giveaway. When you see corners squatting in the flat like that, immediately go, all right, cover 2s. So I'm challenging our listeners, right? Like when you're watching and you see like corners in the flat, go, oh, I think they're playing cover 2. And then to really, really know, If you see 2 deep safeties and 2 corners in the flat, dead giveaway. These guys are hook curl players, right? But here's another coaching point. In cover 2, the weak part of the field is always the middle of the field. Why? Because you've got this deep safety responsible for this half. Again, they've got a lot of ground to cover in this half. So there's always going to be a weak spot in the middle of the field. You can always best believe that. Or you got these hole spots where we've seen Ty Simpson hitting, right? You see it right here. Hole shot. Now, if a safety's, if he's got good instincts, right? I mean, the hole shots can be scary. You've seen a lot of receivers get their head knocked off with those hole shots. But you can see the holes right in cover 2, right? Right here. Here would be a hole, and then here. Those are the holes in cover 2. That being said, what happens on this play is no reroute, right? Let me go back. Watch this. Watch. They do switch release, right? Which is very common when you've got bunch like that. Stacks and bunches is what we call that. And welcome back into the Miller's Edge, Todd 100.9, 1230 WTBC, presented by the Good Feet Store, America's Arch Support Experts. All right, we just had our first call, came from CJ from Tennessee, right? That was cool, man. Great conversation, man. I appreciated that. I always appreciate when people are respectful like that. So it's all smooth, man. See, we can get along with Tennessee fans, Georgia fans. I would even say maybe some Auburn fans, but Auburn fans, I'm not gonna lie, that might be a little bit more difficult. But anyway, we got the tape pulled up again. So glad to finally have this because we're not skipping, stopping, pausing, flipping, all that stuff. We're just letting it run. Now, again, I know radio, if you can't see this, well, obviously you're listening to radio. I'm going to break it down real quick. We're just looking at one play real quick, then we'll get back to some other stuff. But again, YouTube at the Miller's Edge, you can always watch the show live. Right, we're breaking this down, and there's a 2-play sequence real quick from Tennessee's defense, right? Just pointing some things out. You see the looping from the defensive end right here. Nobody's covering for contain, and he ends up back out. Miscommunication up there. So even though they're really good at getting after the quarterback, and maybe it works out in their favor, they do a bunch of stunts and loops. But you see it consistently that sometimes they're not on the same page, right? So that definitely it could be a problem for them. But on the back end, right, I wanted to see, right, the secondary going into this game literally is their weak point, at least statistically, right? And I've only seen a full game of them versus Georgia. So now that I've been watching this tape, I'm like, trying to pay attention to their secondary. Well, there's a couple things, right? And here's one, right? This is, again, they get lucky, the dude drops a ball, but you initially, at the beginning of the play, you've got a stack formation at the bottom of the screen by the receivers. They switch release, but Tennessee's playing cover 2, right? We talked about that. 2 deep safeties. They're both half players. Corners are squatting. But then we talked about the weak points. You've got the hole shots, right? And then the middle of the field, especially when those safeties are stressed. And that's exactly what's happening here. Because you see this guy, he's on a go, right? So that safety has to respect this. He's expected, and in a lot of defenses, what they do is they'll have their guys take like 3 through, meaning like when they have a vertical down the middle of the field, they'll have like a backer or whoever is right there turn and run because they know you got to have some type of protection there. Those safeties, when they're stressed like that thing is wide open. Well, this Tennessee defender, his biggest mistake was there's no reroute. He gets no hands on him. And now you've got a slot guy running down the field. Now, I'm not sure if this is the backer that's supposed to be running with him or their nickel corner, but he's beat. And then the route design here works good because that draws that safety over there. They run like a deep out, whatever. This guy ended up running. Long story short, perfect ball placement. I mean, this should be at least be caught at like the 14-yard line, but receiver drops a ball. I mean, that was a huge explosive play right there. We'll skip the end zone real quick because there's nothing big going on there. But the reason I wanted to show you the sequence was you watch this next play, right? Literally, Mississippi State's going to run the football here, but watch what happens. I don't know if they're supposed to be running a stunt up front or what the deal is, but this is why I'm confused, right? The defensive end jumps and takes it inside initially. Mississippi State's running the football. If he's just playing his typical technique, obviously, who's supposed to set the edge? Him. Now, he jumps it, but listen, if you're going to have a defensive end going inside, there's always going to be somebody that's replacing, whether it's a cat blitz, whether it's a backer coming off the edge, safety, whatever. Here they have nobody. So I don't know if this guy just made a business decision and saw that gaping hole from the offensive tackle, because you see what the tackle does. He goes to reach him, and this guy sees nothing but space. Now, I don't know if he was just trying to play hero ball or what, but see, this is the stuff that I see on tape with this Tennessee defense, which it ends up biting them, right? They are aggressive, and see, like this, now this guy's tied up with this blocker, right? He doesn't get off the block fast enough. Safety, right? Lost his ankles, and boom, it ends up, they're going to make you pay. They're going to make you pay big time for that stuff. So we'll keep looking at some of that moving forward. I just don't want to go too tape heavy. Then our radio listeners are like, damn, man, like we don't really see what he's talking about, but I try to explain it the best that I can. Let me think of what else I got, because we only got a few minutes left in this segment before we keep going on to the tape. In terms of some of their, I guess, quick stats that we can hit, we just talked with CJ, and this came up while I have it right here. They do have offensively, right? You look at it, their offense is the number one offense in the conference. They have an average, they're putting up like 48 points per game, so they obviously score a lot. But on the flip side, they give up the most points per game. They give up 29 points, right? So it's kind of like the tale of two sides with this Tennessee football team. Last year, their defense was coming along. They're looking a lot better. This year, the front's good, but there's a lot of question marks in a lot of other spots on that defensive side. They do have some good receivers, like you mentioned. Brazel is their guy, their go-to guy. I mean, he's a dog, right? That's going to be interesting. And even the other two guys, I always draw a blank on it starts with the M. What's his name? Mike Matthews. He's a good player as well. And the Staley. So I'm looking forward to this matchup for our secondary, right? I mean, I think that's going to be huge. I mean, Florida State had a great group of receivers. Georgia had a number of guys, and I thought we did good in that game against their players. But I'll be honest, outside of that, I just don't think we've really been challenged like that, not just by personnel, but if you think about it, I'm pretty sure like we have like the second fewest attempts against us in terms of throwing the ball. Missouri kept trying to throw the ball, which was not what they do. And I know we did well against that, but I'm just being honest with you guys that Missouri's passing game was bad. It was really bad. Now we're going against a Tennessee team they've got good weapons. Their quarterback's playing good ball. And I think him and Ty are like right up there for like the top two quarterbacks in terms of their numbers in the conference right now. So it's going to be a good challenge. Now, you guys know I always talk about it. We got to be able to get pressure on the quarterback. I think that's going to be huge in this game. I can't remember what I saw, but there's something talking about Aguilar under pressure, right? He's been a lot more vulnerable to make those mistakes, like when those turnovers came and some of the issues that he had, especially if you go back and watch the Georgia tape when Georgia was finally able to get a little bit of pressure on him, you can see the clear difference, right? But outside of that, right, we know that's going to be a thing. But I even just think in terms of our secondary guys, man, it's going to be important that you're ready for one of those days. They're going to challenge you, right? A guy like Damani Jackson, who's struggled some, if he's out there, I mean, best believe they're going to go at you. And so our guys got to be ready to step up, because I don't think they've really been attacked in that sense just yet. Personally, even though Florida State had good players, they didn't really throw the ball a whole bunch. I mean, even Georgia ran for 200-something yards. I mean, they had good skill guys, but they tried to throw the ball. But still, outside of though, I mean, think about it, guys. We hadn't really faced a true team that really can get it done through the air, and this will be that. So it's going to be a good challenge for our secondary. Hopefully, our pass rush can definitely get home, because we've been doing a better job of that. But I will say this though, by the numbers, since you guys like numbers, right? Numbers wise, and I can't remember if it was like pressure rate or it was something about getting to the quarterback. I was expecting it to be higher because I feel like it's been better, right? LT Overton really kind of just taking over. Yanze Pierre coming along. But by the numbers, guys, we're still like 100 and something when it comes to that, man. So that's got to get better. I'm not too worried about necessarily sacks, but we've got to be able to affect the quarterback, especially in this game. All right, let's take a timeout. When we come back, we'll keep on rolling. We got Ricky on the phone lines. We'll talk with him. We'll continue taking some looks at this stuff, especially during the breaks. We'll go to the tape as well. So if you guys want to see that, at the Miller's Edge on YouTube as well. Ty, 100.9, 1230 WTBC. Quick timeout. Be right back.
Right now at the
I was only toxic in the other channel because they were talking like Tennessee's garbage. It's not the case. I like this show. Your community's a lot more. Oh, I appreciate it, bro. Well, that's because, like I said earlier, with that whole silliness we were talking about. With all due respect, I'm not saying it as if like, oh, we're just background on me, man. I played. You can see the jersey in the back, man. I played football here. I played the Panthers a few years. I do broadcast and I work with the broadcast team here. Man, we talk football, man. We don't get on here and it's just like, oh, we're Alabama fans. Oh, we hate these guys. We're just and I'm just saying every reason why we're going to beat people. That's not how we do it, man. And I think that's the biggest difference, bro. We just break down football. If a team's good, we're going to say that team is good. I don't give a damn if it's a rival or not. I could care less about that stuff, bro. Like we don't do all that. Like we it's all about facts, tape, facts, knowledge, and that's my purpose. Like this isn't about building up hype trains and trying to turn a community into like nah, man. Like, bro, I just like breaking down the game of football because it's something I did for years, bro. But I appreciate the love, man. I appreciate the respect. Like you can see everybody in the comments, bro. Like, you're welcome here, bro. Yeah, we're just chilling, bro. Now, if there's like friendly banter and stuff, I mean that's fine too. I mean, you know what I mean? Like it's all cool. Like, man, it makes me feel good, man. I feel like no, I'm not gonna say proud dad. That's low key disrespectful. I'm not saying like that, but I'm saying like, you know what, man? Like we got look how respectful in this. I mean, we're just talking football. Don't matter what it is, man. Like I said, friendly banter. That's cool. We just don't want to get it all. Reed said W community facts. Yeah, we do have a W community. We definitely do, bro. No, we definitely do, bro. That's why I love getting on here, bro. Like it's fun, man. It's fun. All right, let's we're gonna go to these phone calls. Let's see some other stuff on tape. Looks like the next series here. They're doing the same thing Tennessee likes to do. You see what I'm saying, guys? This is what I'm talking about. Boom. Right? So you see they're in 4 open already. They motion. They start off in 2x2. They motion over to trips. That's besides the point. The biggest point is you see what happens. When this guy motions the trips, you see what happens? He has to tear. And now he's in that apex. Why? You have to respect that. That's the problem with these teams that run the air raid but also run the football, like Tennessee. That's why it's hard, guys. Now you got a 5-man box. You got 4 down front with 1 backer in there, right? This guy's playing off. It looks like, I mean, they're showing a shell look. I don't know exactly. I'll be able to tell you what coverage they're getting to. It's hard to really tell because the way they're playing it out because it's a run play. But anyway, the point is you're asking, it's basically 5-on-5, right? And you guys, I'm sure you guys were A students in math, right? If it's 5-on-5, who's your free hitter? Now you see why he's triggering. He has to. But think about this. Excuse me. That's why it's hard, and that's why it's so important for your secondary. We talk about those guys being in run support and run fits. See, like it's easy for people to sit behind, on the couch or TV, and they're yelling, "Oh, why don't you do this? You got to." But guys, this is why, like, I want you guys to see this perspective because it's hard to do these jobs, man. You're playing safety, and you got to, number one, diagnose this and know, bro, it's on me. I have to fill this out. I have to come and run support. But I also know if that's play action and I bite too hard on that and somebody's flying down the field, bro, that's my ass too. So it's tough, man. But anyway, you see what happens. They don't get an edge. Everybody's blocked up. It's relying on him to make the play. That's tough, man. That's an open field tackle, bro. That's hard, bro. Coming from 20 yards deep. Big game. It's a numbers game. It's what Tennessee does. And welcome back into the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTVC, presented by the Good Feet Store, America's Art Sport Experts. God, I love having this tape, man. I love having this tape. Drop a like if you guys like this tape, man. I know we've only been doing it during the timeouts, but I mean, like, literally, I can just let stuff play and really break down everything. I'm telling you, like, this is probably going to be the most extensive stuff you guys are going to get. It might take a minute to get used to some of this verbiage and stuff, but you guys like it. But anyway, Again, we just wanted to show this one here real quick for our radio listeners. We were showing Mississippi State doing something that Tennessee does themselves, right? They split you out wide. They spread you out, get you thin in the box, right? Tennessee's working with a 5-man box. Then they just end up running the ball, hitting the edge, right? Tennessee has no edge at all. We'll see what the end did. Same thing, guys. Why does he keep doing that? And you know what's funny? This is exactly why Mississippi State is running these plays. That end keeps taking the inside. If they're going to do that defensively, hear me out, Ryan Grubb. Please run wide zone. Please run the damn ball and hit them over and over until you make them change it. I mean, because they're just giving Mississippi. I need to look up how many yards they gave up on the ground in this game. Because, again, that's a hard task. That backer is 5-on-5. There's no free. The only guy I pointed this out is this safety coming from like 20 yards to meet this guy, right? I mean, he's already at like 13, 14. He was back here another 5 yards, 18 yards or so. And you're asking him, again, corner, he's on this receiver. This is your free hitter. So if these guys don't beat these blocks, this is your only free hitter here. And that's a tough task for this open field tackle coming from that distance, man. Big play. Big play on the ground, right? So I hope we try to run the ball at them. If they're going to keep doing stuff like that, oh, thank you, Reed. Mississippi State had 203 rushing yards versus Tennessee in this game. That's why. I'm curious what technique that end is doing right there. Because again, I'm familiar with Jimmy Pony technique where we strike, then we cross shut into the B gap. But we communicated that with our backer. So he knows, right? He's going to replace. And we're doing that to force them to make a decision, right? It's like kind of like deceiving them. Oh, I'm sending the edge. Nope, I'm cross shut into the B gap. You know what I mean? Like it's just trying to, throw the offense off a little bit. There's nobody covering this guy. These ends keep jumping inside. Like even on the run, there's no edge. Now, this was against Mississippi State. This was several weeks ago. Maybe they've cleaned this up, but if they're going to play the run like that and try to be that aggressive and just give up edges like that, oh, bro. Damn, I keep forgetting Jams out. Kevin Riley, brother, please make them pay. All right, let's go to the phone lines. We got Ricky up next. Ricky, welcome in.
What's going on, my man?
Oh man, I'm living the dream, bro. I got this tape now that I don't have to be clicking, stopping, freezing, all that. Man, I got hit. I said, oh, I don't want to play with them. I'm like,
man, I tried to say do it every 3 seconds. You stop. Like every 3 seconds, you got to stop when it comes to YouTube, man. Like I had figured it out a long time ago.
Yeah, well, I learned now, but hey, it's all good. We don't need it no more. We got the tape, man.
All right, so it's like two things that I got to hurry up and get to you because you probably got to go to break at some point.
Nah, you good, bro. Take your time, bro. Take your time.
So I had a question about like the run defense. Like, so when I see that, like Tia posts like a couple of videos, right? Like, because she has whatever this beef with Kane Womack, like he has just like been going on for like a while now. So what I notice is when it looks like we're showing like pressure, like against the run, we kind of like the linebackers like kind of back out or being like asked to kind of back out. And then when the running back has full momentum, we're asked to immediately like jump back and try to make a stop after backpedaling out. So it's just like I would run through that like all the time too if I saw it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So you want my thoughts on that?
I think I tagged you in that video, but it like when I saw it after like I saw it and like I was just like, well, how can you like not give up explosive plays doing things like that?
God, I love having this tape, man. I just jumped straight to the tape from Florida State and our defense. And guess what, Ricky? The first play is them mugged up. Oh man, God is so good. Thank you, Jesus. All right, so here's my thought. Hey, no, I swear to God, oh Lord, forgive me. I swear, the first one is literally them mugged up like this. So here's the thing, and honestly, they're stacking the box this game, expecting the run. I'm not a fan of that, and I've addressed it. But here's the thing: I want to preface by saying this. I'm not one of these people. I'm not saying, oh, Kane Womack is this. I'm not trying to criticize the guy again. There's a rhyme or reason for why he's doing it. I haven't spoken to him personally and asked him exactly to break it down for me. I understand. Yes, it can, alter some blocking schemes. Like the offensive line, they have to respect that. It's no different from like when they're identifying mics and stuff like that. Like I get from that point. But to answer your question, I agree with. I think it was a tweet you tagged us in, and I made note of this. You see Justin Jefferson's first step right here. Now Deontay was interesting on this one. Deontay kind of triggers. So if they're doing some stuff like, no, this is against Florida State. It looks like Deontay triggers. Now I don't know if he just triggers because he immediately diagnoses that it's run. But here's the thing: Justin Jefferson is doing what we talked about. His first step is backwards, and I've seen too many times where these guys they're lined up, mugged up in these gaps, and their first step is back, and you see the offensive line already climbing up on them. You can't play downhill like that. You're now catching blocks and you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. Or if the ball is going, sideline to sideline, you're a step behind because your first step is back. One thing I learned in football, and it's always, I don't care who you play for, what system it is, you always want to eliminate false steps and wasted movement. That is the whole, philosophy of doing drills at practice, right? Finding ways to eliminate that. Why? Because it's a game of inches, especially the higher the level you get. Being a second slow, a step behind, it kills you. And I feel like we saw that a number of times with our defense. They would be.
Well, that was especially Damani.
Yeah, no, that's a different story. I think he might be a little banged up. I'm being completely honest with you, bro. Like, look, I know Damani really well. I'm really close to dude. Great dude, by the way. But I've seen him when playing healthy, and when this dude is one of the fastest guys on the team, one of our best cover guys. Since he got here, he honestly was probably our best cover guy. What I'm seeing in the last few games, man, I think he might be dealing with a little bit of an injury. But that being said, go ahead.
No, but if I'm being honest, I don't think Damani has played bad. It's a few little missteps that
he's had some bad moments.
He really only had that one play, the first drive against Missouri, where I was confused as to what he was doing on that touchdown drive. But other than that, I thought that, like you said, it's a few missteps, and then you trying to catch up when they break contain and go around the edge. And I was like, well, what can you do when you don't really commit to going in and making the tackle? You're backing up, and then you gotta hurry up and go full speed ahead to try to stop a run. I just thought of course you kind of get beat. So he always has had grace with me. Now as far as him being injured, I wasn't totally sure at least with him and Ryan, I wasn't sure what was going on, but.
Yeah, well, I think he might be a little banged up. If I'm being honest with you, I know he's banged up. I'm just going to tell you that he's not 100% healthy. But nonetheless, though, if you're going to be out there, though, what's funny when I think Kalen DeBoer kind of hinted at that when he made that comment, you guys don't see practice, so you don't know who is hobbled and who's not. I think people only assumed a guy like Ryan Williams, but I think that kind of goes towards other people, and it probably he could be one of those guys too, right? He's probably dealing with. So I'm just gonna be straight up with you guys. There's a lot of guys that are dealing with stuff, not just this year, last year, that you guys had no clue about, playing with rotator cuff stuff, playing with meniscus, and that you guys just don't know about. And so I get it. I forget about it too. And sometimes it's like, man, what is this guy doing? But then I have to go back into my player mind and go, damn, how many times I'm out there and stuff don't feel right, it hurts. And people don't know, but then it looks like I'm just oh, well, wait, why did he? You know what I mean? So some of that does happen. But I will say this: even with them being banged up, though, again, at the end of the day, though, if you're out there, man, you got to own up what you're putting out there. I see QD talking to me, and if Kane Womack kind of addressed that, they understand he might not be fully healthy, maybe, but you still, man, I think sometimes it's a mix, sometimes it looks like guys take some business decisions sometimes. I'm not accusing him of that necessarily, but I'm just saying.
Well, what are we 6 games in the season, right? It's you bound to get beat up at some point, playing Alabama football.
Yeah.
Whether it's through practice or game. So I there is some understanding, at least from my part, when it comes to that, with guys getting injured, and not bad, but we got a few guys in concussion protocol. Jam, I think Jam might be out this weekend.
I would assume. I don't know for sure, but I would assume. I don't know.
like, how does that work? Like, because I had a Kane Womack question, but like, how does that work? Like, when you get a concussion, like in the game, like, are you in protocol all week, and then you kind of see if you're cleared, or are you just out the following week if you get a concussion?
So the way it works is you have so you literally have to pass like certain tests. Like there's like a series of tests that you have to go through that will determine, right? So like there's like a balance test, there's like a screen, you have to concentrate on stuff, and then like you get scores. Like it literally like you get there's scores. You literally have to um like pass the test to get cleared. So if it's a minor concussion and say you're out of action for 5 days and you pass the score, I mean, sometimes, I mean, not sometimes, I mean, you technically could probably go if you pass. But I mean, and it also history matters too. If you had one recently, I know you're definitely going to be a little bit behind the 8 ball. They're not just going to say, all right, you passed this time. Like they're going to be a lot more patient. So there's a lot of factors there, Ricky. I'm trying to, I don't think he had anything recently. So I mean, if he passed the test, there's a good chance they could maybe see if he can roll. But with that stuff, bro, I don't know. I always think it's just better to be patient, bro. I mean, you saw, remember, Tua the rush back from that bad one. Then literally, when you have one, it's a lot easier to have another. So you gotta be careful, especially at running back, bro. You're literally you're taking on contact at running back. I would rather him be patient, honestly.
Yeah, but the way Miami handles that's a whole other conversation. All right, so Kane Womack, right? So here's my thing, like, when I'm like, 'cause again, like, it's another year where, like, most of, like, my arguments are, like, with Bama fans, like, which sucks because we in the middle of the season. I would love to argue with Tennessee folks this week, but, of course, I don't. I think some fans just kind of have to like get the idea that like those old like 2011 to 2017 defenses like that used to average just like the defense used to average 14 points a game. Like I think people have to kind of get like away from that and like kind of understand where we are like in college football today. I think, personally speaking, like I think Kane Womack so far, you know, week one is one thing, but like I think that he's been doing a really good job, especially in the second half. Like I think we've only allowed like pre Missouri, I think we've only allowed like 7 points in the second half of like of these games.
Let me see.
Like,
I was going to say, I mean, scoring defense, we are in the conference, we're 7th. We're allowing 17 points a game, but you got to take into consideration that we've also played arguably one of the toughest schedules in 3 straight ranked opponents. And we played a Florida State team week 1 who I want to say Florida State is one of the top scoring. I think they're like top 5 in scoring offense. So all those factors considered, I agree with you. That it's interesting. Like when I look at this defense, like we're not elite. I would not say we're elite. Like there's no way I would consider us elite. But it's like it's weird. It's like on one end, I feel like we're playing better than it might really feel like we're playing. And I talked about this yesterday with a caller. Like I don't even think people realize you hold Vanderbilt to only 20 yards on the ground 3 out of 4 quarters. Granted, I feel like they got behind the 8 ball. They're playing catch up. That might lean in, have a little bit of a factor there. But Missouri, you go against the top rushing team, one of the top rushing teams, the top rusher in the country. You hold him to 50-something yards. But they didn't run him as much as I thought they could have or should have. But still, you pretty much shut that down for the most part. And I know they showed 160 on the stat sheet, but 2 explosive runs made up 60 of those yards. What I've come to figure out is I think sometimes the people that complain a whole bunch, their attention is really focused on those big explosives or that one bad series. And the people that are a little bit overjoyous, I think, ignore those signs that need to be cleaned up too much. And to me, that's why I kind of fall in the middle. I think Kane's done a pretty good job. Like I would probably say around it depends. I feel like this year, especially, I feel like he's done a lot better of a job in terms of adjusting. matching personnel better, putting his guys in better positions. And I feel like
So then let me ask you.
the shortcomings, honestly, really come from our guys not executing. Most of the time, they've been outside of some of the mug stuff that I don't like, or sometimes overdoing a couple of different things. I feel like he's actually done a pretty solid job this year for sure, and definitely better than last year. In my opinion.
Oh, of course, it's to me too. So, in your opinion, you actually do think we have a good defense. It's just like the one or two explosive plays that people just can't get out of their head, like every game that we like seem to have. Like, so Georgia, like I think they had like three runs on the edge that they just took off for like 30 yards. And of course the two plays that Vandy had, of course Florida State. So to you, it's just like we are good throughout the game until like maybe two or three like explosive plays just happens, and then like everybody just kind of feels like that all just goes away.
Yeah, because I'll be honest with you, man. Literally, if you look at the numbers, if you take away the explosives that we're giving up, I mean, I would say we're on the verge of again. It's and the reason I'm like, I know you guys hear me say, "Oh, we don't have an elite defense." Some people might be like, "Oh, why would you say that?" You just got to remember, like the teams that I came from. So, like when I think people throw around the word "goat," "elite," I think we throw around those words too loosely. So just keep that in mind. That being said, if you take away these explosive plays that we've given up, I mean, we've actually played some damn good defense. The Georgia game, we gave up explosive plays. Outside those explosive plays, we held them in that second half. We did a damn good job against Georgia. Same with Vanderbilt, damn good job. Missouri, right? I mean, like, did it again. Now going into that game, Missouri was one of the top offense in the country. Like, they're going to make some plays. I think, like you said it. Sometimes people are just so stuck on like, oh, we have to be so perfect because that's what they're used to, from the last decade or two with, some of the teams and defense that we've had. But you got to remember, these other teams also have good players too. That said, I mean, averaging 17 points a game and knowing we played 3 ranked teams in a row, that's pretty damn good. We've forced turnovers. That's solid. I would say the biggest thing, Ricky, right now with our defense, got to get better pass rush. And got to limit explosive plays. Like,
that's the biggest thing.
Those are the two big things for me right now.
It's not the O-line play at all.
No, I'm talking about defense. Defense.
Oh, on defense. Oh, defense.
Yeah. I'm talking I'm sorry. Yeah, for our defense. Those are the biggest issues for our defense. We got to get after the quarterback better, and we just got to limit the explosive plays. I think if you do those two things, I promise you, this is one of the. I would probably say. I don't want to even say that right now, but it would be one of the better defense in the country without a doubt. We're already like on the verge of that. We're already on the verge of that. Listen, if you clean up the explosive plays and you get better pass rush, I'm telling you, Ricky, I'm telling you.
Well, I don't know. You can.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Take away that first series from Missouri, right? How would you grade our defense in that game if you ignore that first series? I'm saying like off the top, you probably like, man, keeping in mind that their running back, they averaged almost 300 yards on the ground going into the game. Keep in mind that they're number 1 on third down in the country. We held them to 1 of 10 on third down. I mean, granted, and that started because we stopped them on first and second down. They weren't used to having to go on, third and long. And I know that they're vertical. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's all I'm saying. And then, even by the numbers, like, think about this. If someone told you we would hold Missouri to 100 yards rushing on the ground and Ahmad Hardy to like 50 yards going into that game, you'd be like, damn, our defense is their thing. Ironically,
but
hear me out, Ray. If you take away the explosive run by the quarterback for 23 in the first quarter, and you take away the 39-yard run by Roberts, back number 2, those 2 plays alone, 62 yards, Ricky. So, and listen, I'm not saying we were perfect on defense. I'm just saying this is how much of a difference explosives make. You take away those 2 yards, Ahmad Hardy still would be held to 52 yards, and as a total on the ground, they would only have 101. Like that,
so
to me,
you agree.
Go ahead.
No, me and you agree with all that. Like, if I'm being honest with you, like if I didn't watch the game and I didn't know what had happened, and all I did was like read the stat sheet, that's a B plus A minus performance, right?
Yep.
Like honestly, like especially against like a very good Missouri team at home. By the way, like I thought that was a good performance. Now, like you say, elite, like you don't think we're elite, but then again, like I'm trying to explain to people that I really only think that there are like 3 teams in the country, period, that like are elite with their defense.
Well, I agree with you on that.
Texas Tech and Miami.
I agree with that. Miami's got a damn good defense. I mean, Texas has a solid defense. Now I know, huh?
Texas Tech.
Texas Tech, yeah. But I know Texas has been a little. But if you watch them though on tape, I mean, they can play some damn defense too.
It's hard to say.
I know it's a little up and down, but just watching them, even the game against Ohio State, I mean, they've got dudes. They can do it. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. But you're right, though. I do feel like it's not like there's not many elite teams. In my head, elite is like
by the way.
Yeah, no. You can definitely win a championship without having like an elite defense. I'm just saying, like elite when defense. I think of elite, like this is what made us elite. We would be like number 1 in the country in pass rush, sacks accounted for, pressure, all that stuff. But then on the flip side, we literally would be holding teams to like less than 3 yards to carry and be forcing turnovers. Like it honestly, like thinking back, I'm like, bro, it's honestly insane. Like the type of now, granted,
y'all on defense time,
right? But granted, there'll be times like we play Clemson and then shoot a lot of that go out the window. They hit us for 400 through the air. You know what I mean? Like it happens. I'm not saying we were perfect, but like on a consistent basis, like when LSU would come in the game with Fournette and like, oh man, these dudes, they're running averaging 100 and this, they're doing this and that in the third. And then they step up to us and he's got 30 yards on the ground. Like, bro, that's elite, bro. Cause I mean, you're talking about a good team and you're embarrassing them. That's like my standard. So I'm just saying, if you limit explosive plays and get better on third down, I think we're a top 15 defense. I'll put it like that.
Here's my last question. Do you think with the remaining of the schedule, we can be elite?
Well, I think it really depends on what we do, not so much about what they do. But I get what you're saying. It's going to be more of a challenge. I'll say this. You got a great test this weekend because this is the top team. I know we're talking about Missouri, but the way Missouri did it is a lot different than the way Tennessee does it. Missouri, and which I'm not discrediting what we did because honestly, that to me was probably, if you asked me a few weeks ago, I would have said Missouri would have been the tougher challenge because I thought we were still struggling to stop the run. And now we're about to face a team with the best running back in the country who not just, he's just fast. No, this dude's a bowling ball, and it's not just him, it's the other guy. They're averaging almost 300 on the ground, and we did well. Now we go into this game, and we have a chance to show that we can also stack up against an air raid offense who will run the ball too, right? They also average over 200 a game. We'll see how we stack up them because this is other challenge. Our pass rush is not great right now. We got to have that in this game. And we've shown to give up explosive plays, not as many through the air, more so on the ground, but still, I just don't think we've been challenged. I want to see how our secondary responds to a challenge like this against Tennessee. If they do their thing against Tennessee this weekend, I'm looking at it now. Mateer is good at Oklahoma, but I feel like Tennessee, in terms of putting points on a defense, is much more of a threat than Mateer in Oklahoma, as good as he is.
It's a rivalry game.
Right. But still, I mean, you could tell he won 100% with that hand injury. Who else we have? Auburn. Their offense. I mean, I know that's going to be a tough game, but that offense is what it is. But who else? I'm trying to think real quick before we get this time out. South Carolina. Lenore Sell is a good player, but they don't really have a running game right now. So, yeah, I think, this is going to be a big challenge. I think Tennessee and LSU, if you show up big against these teams, you got a chance to really prove yourself as a defense. So, we'll see. Ricky, we got to hit this time out, man. Great to hear from you, brother.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Always, bro. Good deal. Quick timeout. during the break, we will break down some tape. When we come back, we'll go back to the phone lines. We got Smitty, I believe, up next. We'll keep on rolling right here, Tide 100.9, 1230, WTBC.
It's sparking, lights are blow.
Wait, what happened? What's going on in the chat? Y'all trying? Who's Charles? If Jam is out, Bama can't run the ball. Tennessee will blow them out. Other backs average 2 yards to carry. I wouldn't say it like that, bro. I mean, definitely Jam being back. We've seen that running game pick up, but I'd argue that offensive line play has been better too. But I don't think that's like this key factor in this game. I mean, we've shown that we can use extensions of our running game easily to compensate for that. So I don't agree with that, brother. Should have had 3 turnovers in that game. Yep. Hey, and who told you guys ball security was an issue for him? Check the stats. What stats? They also played back-to-back SEC champion, 89 and 90 team balls. Wait, is he serious? Or is that? Let's look up Charles Webb real quick. Wait, is that serious? That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Hey, call him if that's him. That's the only way to prove it, man. Charles, you got to call in. I should say Mr. Webb. Mr. Webb. I'll address Mr. Webb. Call in if you like, bro. We got to verify. Or if you want, man, do it tomorrow. I'll give you a whole segment. What is it? Is it Charles Webb? I feel like I'm getting trolled. All right, so we come back. Oh, when we come back from break. All right, cool. All right, so it'll be a short one. Wait, JS Webb. Wait. Well, I'm so confused. All right, we're getting trolled. We got to be getting trolled. I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt because I mean that means he played against my dad, right? 89, 90. That was my dad's senior year. What was I about to show you guys from this tape? No, that should have been explosive. Let's see what happened here. All right. Obviously, DJ came off his guy, but why did he do that? What are they playing? Oh, they're playing cover 2. So this is on Bray, right? That's why he came off. We're in cover 2. At least that's what it looks like. Hold on. What are they playing underneath? I'm so confused. The corners are playing it like cover 2. And you got Deontay taking run the pull, but what? I'm so confused. You see what I'm talking about in cover 2? All that stress though on that safety, man. Anyway, that we're lucky that ain't hit. All right, Smitty's still ready to go. We'll go to Smitty. We'll come back. Bro's breaking down tape on a radio show. You're innovative. Hey, man, listen. I can't help myself, but that's why we're bringing up the new podcast where we have Slade and even get some other people on. Yeah, Bray had to make a choice. Yeah, but the problem is, though, you got Deontay running with that guy. I don't like how he's buying him like that. Especially, I mean, like, brother. I mean, the quarterback's rolling out here. I mean, I've in my whole life of playing football, I've never in my life seen a quarterback roll to his right and throw a 50-yard bomb post. Yeah. But anyway, we'll keep it going though. But That kind of stuff we got to get cleaned up. Got to clean that up. But in terms of stopping the, see, this is what they call vol package. I think that's the name they use. I'm still just trying to, and it's basically like you running like you're just taking your jack and just hovering them there. But I don't understand. I mean, Deontay does a good job setting the edge right there. I just don't really understand. I just don't. But and I get they stem to it. So this is an odd front, right? So literally 5-0-5. But then you got this guy in this B gap, basically in a 3. I don't know, man. I'm just all, I don't know. To me, I feel like when we play even fronts like this, it's just a lot more effective stopping the run than trying to get cute. It's a good call right here, but see, we got to execute, man. Listen, if you're going to come on a blitz, bro, you got to be ready to really get in there, bro. I know he saw that lineman come back on, but you can't be timid, bro. I mean, you got to make that play. It's a great call. I mean, that should be strip sacked. I mean, that should be, those are type of, things. You want to be elite, man. Like, you can't, he tries to get it out, but looks like he's kind of running like 70% speed too, though. You got to help the coordinator out, man. If we're going to call pressure like that and be aggressive, guys, you got to get home, you know? So again, for all the people that swore, oh, man, the 4.25, by the way, this is a 3-4 look right here. I think that's Justin Hill in there. So we've shown a lot more multiple looks. And then you see, initially, man, it's stuffed up, but those backs, man, they do a good job. Trying to see where Deontay's going. Just can't bury yourself in there. That's where Kelby got hurt, though. I wonder what the dude fell on his shoulder or something. Good job by TK. I mean, they love this stuff, though. I'll say that. They love that. Oh, I think we're coming back. Oops.
Steelers Edge on Tide 100.9.
And welcome back into Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. Let's go quick because I know we got Smitty up next. Smitty, welcome in.
Hey, what's going on, Christian?
What's up, Smitty?
Man, a couple of things, though. One thing, I know people was like, games be too close and everything, and the one thing I say about Tennessee, they won without their 2 top targets playing well. To me, that says a lot about, hey, because we know that's a sign of a good team. Because, hey, if your top guys ain't showing up, there's other people that can step up, and then you find a way to win. But with Tennessee, I've always noticed about this offense, it's not even a pass offense. It's a run offense where they keep the box light. If the box is light, they'll run it because they spread people so far out. So I think the key is to be physical with their corners, keep them to the outside. And I think someone like DJ Lee is probably more cut out for it because your dad was here. I would have said Damani Jackson probably could use a plate of neck bones, but I think you have to put your hands on these people. But the defense, I believe the offensive line, let's be real. It is the quarterback, the most consistent part of this team. Let's be real. And because you can't be the consistent unit if your right tackle giving up sacks so fast that the quarterback is like, oh crap, Right.
No, I agree. Or even just like, at right guard, you're giving pressure there. It's really the right side. My biggest thing was I'm like, even that whole, I mean, the argument's already cut dead when you think about the fact that we're halfway through the season and we're still rotating 8 guys. Like what solid, great, shored up offensive line unit would be rotating that many guys? I've never in my life seen that, ever. Like that's an obvious sign that the coaches still feel like they need to get the right guys, which is, I mean, it is what it is. That's what we got to deal with, and we're working through it.
You know what I say? Sometimes you just have to make a choice. Go with these guys, just bet on them. And I think that we have some guys you got to play. But I'll take this before I go. Maybe we see some AK Deer with no jam in there. What do you think? Because, hey, these guys could protect the pass the last game with the running back. So why not throw the freshman out there who may have a little bit of jiggle? If you can't protect the pass pro, put the young guy in and see what he may have. But I know you got up against it. Thanks for taking my call.
Appreciate you, Smitty, and sorry about that, man. We had a long break right there. But I'll say this. I think what you're going to see is you're going to see Kevin Riley for sure, and you'll see Daniel Hill. Daniel's been a little banged up, and I think he's a little bit more healthy now. Those would be my 2 top guys this weekend with the jam out. So, and I think they'll do a damn good job too. I mean, you got small, quick guy, but also not afraid to lower his shoulder than the 240-pound back that you can really lean on as well. We got to hit this top of the hour break. This has been a very fun one on this Wednesday edition. Don't worry, tomorrow we'll be right back here. Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC, also on YouTube. Continuing to break stuff down, and make sure you guys on the lookout again. We will be doing some podcast stuff, really diving into tape full time. So make sure you guys are ready for that. All right, that'll do it for us here, right here on the Miller's Edge, presented by the Good Feet Store, America's Arch Support Experts. See you guys tomorrow.
You've been listening to the Miller's Edge, tackling sports daily. WTBC.
All right. I can hang on here for a second if you guys want to sit in here for a second while I play some more tape. I see you guys haven't left just yet. You guys tell me, though. Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you, Chase. Appreciate you, Reed. Y'all want me to run some tape real quick while we're sitting right here? We got a few more minutes. We can go some overtime. All right. Let's see. Y'all want me to jump back into Tennessee, or you want me to save that? Or you want to keep watching some of this? What do y'all want? Let's see. We can run some of this. I don't have it like clipped up or anything, so I'm just kind of just going through it. Damn good job by Bray coming up. You see, look at the difference here. Boom. Right? You know, make the tackle right there. But remember, I used to talk about this. Our DBs, I'm not seeing them trigger. I'm not seeing them fire. They got to be physical. Now we're seeing more of that. Bray, especially, man, he's done a complete 180. He definitely was doing it against Wisconsin. And that really since that week 1 showing, just watch them. Diagnose what I tell you guys. Diagnose it, react, and attack, right? React and attack. Boom. Want to see him use his hands a little bit more. He kind of, wings it a little bit. But, hey, nonetheless, does a nice job setting that edge, forcing it back to the teeth of the defense, right? Does just enough to let everybody come clean it up. Short game. It's a good job. It's funny. I think he might have been saying that about himself, too. Look, you see him shake his head? And then kind of, now I don't know if he's signaling or he might be saying, damn, I shouldn't have done that. Because he knows if he used his hands, he could have, shed the blocker and make the play himself. But great play. That quarterback, man. I was just surprised how bad he looked as a passer. I thought he was going into the game. I was expecting way more out of him. But I think we kind of had him shook. That or he was feeling himself a little too much outside of that after that first drive. Wait, what down and distance was this? Wait, it's 4th down? That was that fumble. Who forced that? Trying to see what we're doing defensively. You got Keon just running upfield right there, which I know looks good on tape. Somebody might think, "Oh man, he was disruptive right there." Oh, Chief, thanks for that $2 super chat, bro. Appreciate you, brother. Big thanks to Chief 18 Wheels, my guy. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, we're just doing a little overtime for fun, man. But people might initially go, "Oh man, like he blew that up." But I'll be honest with you, and maybe let's say coach him to penetrate. But the better way to play this, you get cracked like that, play into him, right? You transfer from that tackle, you play into him. Because what happens if you blow this guy up, you knock him into that tackle, it's a 2-for-1. Keeping your guys even more clean. You know what I mean? Because now that tackle ends up here. If you blow that up right here, this corner can trigger and ends up making that play. Like these are all like the little details that you might not really see initially, but like, and you guys might go initially go, "Oh, well, you know, that's a good job by him," but really, like this is what the coach is going to be telling you, right? We don't want to just fly upfield like that. Like, if you make the play, great, but if not, it's just better if you just read your keys and play into it. But again, I mean, it's his second play of the game. We got to find a way to come up with that. Let's see. We'll go through maybe one more series. You guys can see, though, I mean, we love this Vol package where they work this guy in there. I mean, it's 1st and 10. And I think it might have been this play. He ends up getting a pressure right here. No, it's not this one. He got buried down. There's another one. He ends up getting good pressure. I just – maybe it's like wait, what was the clock? Sorry, I was trying to see the time. Yeah, I don't know, man. See, but they're running that like it's a pressure. So I'm trying to think of what point in the game this is. Because that was a pressure. That's not them just doing it like they typically do it, where they just line them up there. So this is that 39-yard run I was talking about. JS Webb Music with the $2 super chat. I appreciate you, bro. Love the show. Thank you so much, bro. Seriously, thank you guys, man. Thank you, man. I'm excited now we got the tape, bro. We really can dive into this stuff. Now, like I said, I'm just fooling around right now. I have a way more broken down for you guys. They're running stretch right here. We're a little late to get lined up, but let's see how this plays out. See, this is obvious. We're running the pressure right here. What was it down in distance? 2nd and 9. 3 minutes in the second quarter. So, I mean, it's not really like a 2-minute drill. Well, I guess it probably, if I had to guess, wait, did that just change? I don't know. If I had to guess, though. Okay, that's confused. So it's first. So they are kind of like a 2-minute drill. Fair enough. Hit us on stretch, but that's going to happen. Those backs are looking for those creases, man. They get sealed off on that backside. He's going to run through arm tackles all day. Runs out of gas. But this is the one I'm talking about. If you get rid of that, right, that's a 39-yard game right there. If you literally get rid of that play and then that one quarterback design run that they had in the first quarter, which really, I mean, bro, if Yanze's got to make that play. If Yanze, he gets off the block, you just got to bring your feet, bro. If he makes that play right there for a 2-yard gain, I mean, that alone changes like the stats. That's why I always say, like, don't just like people that just pull up numbers all the time, man. Like, go see why the numbers are the numbers. Got to make that tackle right there. This is a little bit harder to kind of break down exactly what's going on because we're in like that 2-minute setting, so they're going quick. It's hard to see exactly like what we're trying to get to because it's all going so fast. But good job stopping the run right there. It's like split zone actions, run in the middle. I need some music in the background or something. It's so quiet. Counter. Good job. So this is what we call a wrong arm technique. We always were taught to box it, which is where you keep your outside arm free. And you box it. You would go crash in with this inside shoulder, but keep your outside arm free and blow it up. I wonder if they're teaching them the wrong arm. One reason I'll say this, like if I had to critique that, this is what I would say. I don't like that. Here's why. You're only getting 1 for 1. If you're going to go wrong arm, you can still get 2 for 1, but you got to go key through the V of this guy's neck and go blow that shit up into this guy. You always want to blow up pullers into another, right? To keep your other guys clean, because you see what happens. You got free hitters, right? You got to keep your guys as clean as possible. When you wrong arm like he did, you really just, especially, I mean, like, you think you're going to make the play by squeezing in there, and some guys, if they're athletic enough, can make it happen sometimes, but most of the time you kind of just take yourself out of it, and it's just a 1 for 1. You end up getting Bray block, but luckily you got Deontay right there filling in nicely and making a good play. But good job playing that counter right there. Nowhere to go. But great job setting the edge, right? That's how you set the edge. Getting vertical, right? Nowhere to go. And he's not getting too involved where he's just, digging himself in there. And sometimes you see guys, they get good knockback like that, but they get so, involved in that tackle. They're not playing with the outside arm free or really, it looks like they're setting the edge, but it's not. That's a great job. He gets extension. He's still got his outside arm free. Nowhere to go. You see him trying to bounce back. That's why you got to pursue, though. Everybody got to be pursuing. Over pursue right there, but good play by their back, just sensing that. He's got to play a cut better. James Smith right here. He doesn't get cut right there. There's a good chance he's still on his feet right there, making a tackle for loss. Again, I know it sounds like I might nitpicking our guys. This is everything I'm saying right now is exactly what the coach is telling them. It's not me trying to nitpick anybody, I promise. Oh, the overtime. That could be good. It's a good name. Have you seen George Teague's podcast? Him and his son breakdown tape. Also a good show. Yeah, I've seen it a couple times. I haven't seen it in a long time. I think it was like last year when I saw it, but Ty Tunnel is dope too. Christian, when you're watching tape with the coaches and they see a missed tackle like 42, what do they say to you? Oh yeah, they're gonna go in on you. Even if it wasn't like your fault necessarily. I mean, obviously, yeah, you missed that tackle, but like that's why I'm doing how I'm doing, because like it sounds like I'm being hypercritical or nitpicking, but I promise that's what like coaches, they like, even like James Smith right here. You guys probably wouldn't even think anything of that, but I'm telling you right now, Roach telling that dude, play the cut. You can't get cut right here. It's not his fault. I mean, so you know what I'm saying? This play's not on him, but I'm telling you, if he doesn't get cut right here and he's pursuing that's a tackle for loss for him. And he wants to hear that because he wants to play. He wants to make those plays. That's money. That would have been a tackle for loss. But because he got cut, I'm telling you, it's a game of inches. I know he got back up, but now he's kind of over. I'm telling you, if he didn't get cut right there, I guarantee you would have made that tackle for loss. Oh, this is another fumble. The back, man, he's a good player, though. We got to find a way to come up with him, man. See, this is they're kind of showing a lot of these kind of 4-3 look that they're playing right here. I mean, could be called a 3-4 if you really want to, but it's an under defense, right? I mean, it's really what it is. It's an under defense. He's on that tight end. Wait, is there another fumble? Or is this one they got to stop? Oh, that's when they got to stop. I'm just confused. I'm like, isn't this like that 2-minute drill? Why are they running so much? Oh, there they go. They thought. I gotta pay more attention to the clock when it yeah, I mean, this is technically 2 minutes. This is like the weirdest 2-minute drill I've ever seen. This is like doesn't even feel like like 2-minute drill. But that's what I was saying, guys. They like if this doesn't like solidify what I was saying about like their passing threat, they didn't have. I mean, like they're in 2-minute drill, just running and like Missouri. If they had some downfield threats, man, or they could find a way. That quarterback was more reliable. Definitely could have been a whole different issue, but man, I was frustrated for him. I'm like, bro, like, they can't do nothing. It's good on our part, but I'm like, bro, I felt those receivers' pains because I might just watch them. Like, bro, I know they're heated. You see, we're working these games more. I think that's also been helpful, just trying to find ways to generate pressure right here. You got an ET game, LT in the 5, working with London Simmons. And the way we've been running it is we just work on both sides like a double ET game, right? It's really trying to dice up the front. And I think that's helped a little bit get some more pressure. Let's see. I should have skipped through this whole this series is trash. Not like on us. I mean, like, it's just not really much to break down like that. It's nothing. Let's see what we got here. All right, so we're playing cover 3. You guys already know by now. You guys are going to know every damn coverage there is by the time you're done watching this show. Again, middle field player. You initially know pre-snap most of the time, or you can know pre-snap just by seeing single high coverage, right? It could be man, but it could be cover 3 for sure. Not really disguised like that. Deep third, curl flat, hook curl flat, right? Bray just got to feel this better, right? If you don't have anybody threatening you, I mean, technically the back, and I know we're working on landmarks probably, but he's drifting way too much, right? He's got to sense that a little bit better. We'll see what we had up front. $24 got in there. I didn't even realize that. See what I mean, though, in terms of like just like not really having anybody just like I just even like LT, I know as disruptive as he's been, but see, like it's him working out like a 5. Like I would say a lot of his rushes where he's really been getting home, I feel like are more like 4-eye stuff. We just don't have any true edge guys that like really threaten anything. I mean, Yanze and Quay, hopefully when Quay comes back, he was kind of getting that. I mean, that get off he had against Wisconsin was nice. I didn't realize 24 was in there this much. Wait, who was that at the top? They're playing man right here. So, all right, let's do a couple more plays and get out of here. I got to get some lunch. All right, so this is their first drive of the second half. Go outside zone. Pretty solid edge by Yanze. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad, but yes, yeah. In this spot, it's okay, but who is this on? See the back. Let me see. Looks like they're in the under front. Yeah, let's see. Edric's got to be better right here. He's kind of undersized, I feel like. I mean, he's in like a damn. It's a tight ass 3. I mean, because they end up reaching him right here. I don't really know why they got him playing that tight like that. I mean, if it's a true underfront, I mean, underfront normally if you got a close call up here, which I mean, he's on that tight end. He's playing a 6. Wait. 1/2 hour 3 5. I mean, he gets reached. Yeah, Edric's got to be better right there. I'm just trying to see whose gap this is hitting. It kind of gets all. I mean, if he's in a 3, he should be right there. But you also got Deontay, so maybe he's working something else. I don't know. It's hard to tell, but. Working pin and pull. We'll take it. I'm trying to I don't even remember what happens right here. Oh, he scored, yeah. All right, this will be last play. I almost feel like this is confusing because normally Jans is a quarterback player, but as hard as he crashed down the dive and you see these guys replaced, I almost feel like that's what they're running. Bray just got to make that tackle right there. All right, so we just did a little overtime just for the hell of it. That being said, I'll pull up Tennessee tomorrow because I know we just were watching our defense. If you guys have any Miller's Bowl calls, well, that's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. They did wrong arm well against us. Yeah, again, you can long arm. Thinking about pass rush. You can do the wrong arm technique, but again, you have to. I know what play you're talking about. Talking about 9, where he blew it up. But if you're going to do that, you just can't wrong. Or you have to physically like the V of the neck. We used to talk about that. I mean, like you have to go blow it up. You're just doing that, dipping on it. If you go back 9 wrong arm, but he blew it up, like he went to the V of the neck, right? What kind of music? Oh, you make music, bro? Yeah, you got wet music right there. I don't know. I mean, just some, I don't know, just things like some background music. I mean, there's music on the stream, I think. Hold on. I feel like it's probably trash, though. Wait, where'd it go? Can I not play it during the thing? Bro, there's definitely a way to. Wait, media assets. Oh, here we go. Oh, hell no. No problem, Phil. Appreciate you guys. Ryan, appreciate you guys. Yeah, I'm just fooling around real quick. Yeah, no, we're good on that. Well, yeah, JS, you might have to make some music, bro. That was trash. Yeah, anyway. Alabama's playoff hopes down the toilet after Saturday, Tennessee by 10. No, sir. No, sir. We'll pull up some Tennessee tomorrow. We'll watch some Tennessee offense, some Tennessee defense. We'll do all that. And if you guys have any suggestions, man, let me know. Like if there's anything specific, like a specific game or certain player you want us to take a look at. Just let me know, man. We got the tape now, and we'll work on getting that stuff set up for you guys. But I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta get some lunch. I'm tired. I got a headache talking all this much, but I love to do it, man. I'm blessed to do it. Appreciate you guys as always. See you guys here tomorrow, man. Again, roll tide, and y'all be easy. We'll see you guys then.